SIE and Project Siren, formerly known as SCE Japan Studio, have developed Gravity Rush 2, where Sony Interactive Entertainment published the game. The roots of the first game can be found over at the PlayStation Vita, but is also available right now on the PS4 in the form of a remastered version. Cat's original adventure was a success, and part 2 has been out and about since 2 weeks now, and it's time to ask ourselves, is Cat still the Gravity Queen, or did someone knock her off the throne? You start off in a completely different place far away from Hexaville. Gravity Rush 2 picks up after the events of 1 story-wise, so you might want to play the original first and also check out the 2 small animations they released, which can be watched on YouTube. In this way you'll be ready to head into the second installment. Now, where was I? Yes, Cat wakes up after being dragged away from Hexaville and her friends and is now in a place called Dirga Paralau. While working on a mining ship to earn her keep, our sexy protagonist once again gets involved in a deep web of troublesome events. Sooner or later you will encounter all of the known characters as well as locations where the story will shift just as much as you do with Gravity. You will notice that the size of the game has gotten bigger than the original. The world received a plus size just as there are an extra amount of quests available as well. The game starts off pretty slow, offering a variety of missions you have to go through to get to know the new characters in a way that's not that exciting, to be honest, but it's not a build-up we haven't seen before with other RPGs. I see it as a double-edged sword, since it might not be extraordinary, but it does feel familiar and befitting to Cat and her previous strange adventures. It's lighthearted and funny to even go through these small predicaments and should bring a smile to you as the player. It did feel as if the developers went a little bit overboard with the search missions, where you can see that bigger isn't always better. Let's talk about what has been adapted and what is new in the repertoire of the Gravity Queen, which is quite something, I can tell you. The upgrade system has shifted a bit in the way that you now will receive a larger health in Gravity Bar upon each completion of a main story mission. This upgrade will also occur after the success of side missions, but there it only goes up after a bunch of these. The powers that you know are all still there, such as the shifting, the gravity sliding, stasis field kicks and of course specials. All of these powers have more upgrade possibilities and do cost a hefty amount of ore at some point, which you can earn by doing challenges or collecting them throughout the world. The fact that you need so much ore doesn't balance out very well, since you still need to collect such a big amount of these after you've finished all of the missions and challenges. This feels weird because it's going to be very heavy to collect them by flying through the city or mining them down below. They could have taken it down a bit on the amount needed. There comes a point in the game where new power styles are introduced, and the first one is called Lunar Style, which you can switch to after achieving it by swiping up over the touchpad. Cat is lighter and can now perform huge jumps. Rocket dive forwards almost like a bullet. Also, her attacks have been changed, befitting you being lighter. The other style is called Jupiter and makes you, of course, well yeah, heavier. After achieving it, you just have to swipe down on the touchpad to grab this form. It will be used mostly to take down protected enemies or even to break through obstacles at a certain point in the game. Where Lunar can be used to traverse the world a bit here and there, Jupiter is more of a fighting only style. To be honest, I still preferred Cat's normal style, but had fun experimenting with the other ones as well. The world of Gravity Rush 2 is absurdly beautiful, and where the first one was already magical, it certainly went up a ladder on the PS4, of course. Like I said earlier, the world has gotten bigger, which is fun for the shifting part, as it feels awesome to travel through the air across all of the places. Characters look amazing, from the townspeople to the enemies. Everything has gotten so much more vivid and colorful. I mean, details are brilliantly applied. So yeah, nothing wrong with the world. This second installment has gotten a worthy upgrade. One of the first things I noticed in the first Gravity Rush game was how beautiful and befitting the music was when playing. This is just the same with the second part, as the shape-shifting orchestra is back again to tickle our ears with playsets that make us aware of what is being shown through our eyes. Some classic tracks are back as well as great new pieces. Sound effects and voices are doing their job as well, so I cannot and will not say anything bad about the audio in Gravity Rush 2. The replay value of this here game is not too bad, since there are even more costumes to unlock by finishing certain side quests. It is also possible to now challenge other players by sending a completed challenge and see if anyone can top this. You can earn so-called Dusty tokens by doing so and can unlock a few customs with it as well as furniture for your home. Another new feature in this game is the fact that you can make pictures of yourself or of the world around you. These can be shared online, whereafter you can get tokens for receiving a like from a fellow player. By liking pictures that come by through your world, you will also receive 2 Dusty tokens. The same counts with the fact that there are hidden treasures and other things that can be found throughout the world and shared as a hint to help fellow players, making it so that the developer is kind of teaching us gamers that giving compliments does bring rewards. Be aware though, as some collectibles require once again an insane amount of tokens, which is a bit too much if you ask me. It could however give you reason to return to the wonderful world Cat resides in. Gravity Rush 2 is an amazing experience, don't get me wrong, but the whole fact that everything is bigger might be a bit on the overkill side if looking at the amount of ore required to complete your powers, as well as the need for a big number of Dusty tokens if you are a completionist. The main story gets interesting, but it takes a short while to get there. Side missions are fun, but a certain few are simply uninspired and annoying. The world of Rush 2 is insanely beautiful and teaches those same old anime games with PS2 environments how it's really done. The new styles are very welcome and create more variety in combat, inviting you to experiment with this. I'm in love with the fact that you can get more costumes, as I'm a costume collector of sorts when it comes to gaming, so naturally this is a huge plus. Let's say that besides the negative points of the game, it still is a huge step up comparing it with 1, where mainly the biggest flaw of 2 here is the overkill with certain things. I give Gravity Rush 2 a score of 85%. I hope I could help you with your decision on whether to get this or not and to have brought you entertainment. If I did, then feel free to subscribe, like or drop a comment. You can always ask anything and expect a quick reply back. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Gameplayaholic is out.